It's not only building an infrastructure or restoration of a building, which is also very important, but along with that, to try and educate the younger generation so they know what the history was all about. And people who have contributed to this city and to this particular area. Whenever I interact with Joshua, I always see in Joshua a drive that he wants to do something which is something totally different from what others are doing, try to contribute to the constituency. And along with sitting there are all councillors like Mr. Falari. I have seen him for so many years. Politics goes on. Politics is one aspect. And along with that comes a thought process which you need to take forward. Carlos is now today MLA. I never ever thought Carlos will ever get into politics. But anyway, he's a member of the assembly today who's also a family friend. So you see people coming into the assembly with different ideas, different thought processes, and we should actually understand that thought process. And we should actually try to inculcate the good things that people advise us and suggest to us. As far as I am concerned, as far as the ODP is also pending for Mapusa, which you need to initiate and give whatever benefit you can to the common man. People have to benefit. People have already made it very clear. The other day I put a request and saying that in Goa today we need to be very, very conscious of the environment, bring in vertical forests, see how much greenery can be increased. Even in Mapusa, if there are any open areas which you want dense forests, and forests, a lot of people have a long concept. When you say dense forest, they think that you want to go and simply plant trees and just fill it up with make it look like a forest. It's not that. There are different type of Miyawaki type of concepts which are there. There are concepts in which you can have walkways, concepts which you can dense forest in the city with walkways and have good infrastructure that people can go and sit there in the evening. Type of activities like walk and several other things will beautifies the place, and also it's good for the environment. For one, I'm of the opinion, like today somebody suggested to me that do not bring vertical forests. It will become an expensive affair. But if you do not bring vertical forests today, then you will not be able to protect the environment and bring in more greenery, what you require, and that type of a concept needs to be implemented with support of leaders like you. Mapusa's ODP has to be done, and I think you've got a very fine, dynamic leader here who will ensure that the benefit is passed on to the people. People should benefit out of everything what the government does. Government is here trying to see that Goa goes vertically high, because we have got a scarcity of land, so people have to ensure that we go in for a proper thought process that is put in terms of implementation in these type of things. Same time, bring in important new initiatives like the vertical forest, so that we are able to conserve and preserve these type of cities. It is also important the Goan aesthetics and culture, architecture also is maintained in these buildings when you give higher FSI and other things. So I have also bringing in a notification to do that. But Joshua, I would like to congratulate you for all the things that you do, all your councillors, the total team. Many of them have worked with your father. I have seen them with your dad, and I think they have been your pillars in this constituency. Many times because of political differences, we all sometimes have different ways and different paths, but I think everybody will nurture you. And one thing you should always remember is that when you have such a challenge in front of you and the legacy of your father to keep, you have people like us who are well-wishers who will always be there with you and stand by you to see that you are able to achieve your vision and take it forward. I was speaking to the Chief Minister also yesterday, and whatever you want in terms of increasing the number of whatever facilities, infrastructure, whatever you want in terms of the posts that are required for the municipalities, I will ask our Brijesh to move a proposal immediately to the Honorable Chief Minister, and we will take it forward from there.
The unveiling of our municipal garage project commenced in 2019, and of course the renovation and restoration of the most famous and popular Mapusa Municipal Council and Atayat Library. खरें म्हटल्यार म्हाका खूब आनंद दिसता आयज हांगा उबो रावपाक to be the third generation that has taken oath in this very building, not only to start off as a councillor, but today to represent the Mapusa constituency for the second time, and to be part of this inauguration as the MLA and current Deputy Speaker of the state of Goa. I would like to mention and remember the hard work of my great-grandfather, Mr. Pedro Souza, also my late father, Mr. Francisco Souza, and of course all the people and all the chairpersons who have worked very hard over the last 60 plus years post-liberation towards the betterment of their birthdays and subsequently the city of Mapusa under this very roof. Taking oath as a councillor in this very hall, I fondly remember under the leadership of then Chairperson Mr. Sandeep Falari. I was a councillor for the first time in 2015 in the month of November. And coming here like Lan Burgo Mananao, yeah, building an etalo. And it oath ceremony it was a little dark in this building. But eyes, yeah, garden and innovation popa katerais, purpur, hanga bitar uzwat diska, and of course through light, a new beginning for this very important Mapusa Library and Municipal Building. I would like to take a moment